This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow Manchild, Johnny Karlic. And Johnny, for the first time ever on the Rick and Johnny podcast.
Yes, it's taken
Hi, we're on Twitch.
Hi, guys.
We're on Twitch.
It's taken a little while.
It has been. It's been 2 weeks. Well, the first week, just for some recap of why you haven't seen us, on YouTube, too, because people are watching this after the fact. Like, guys, I thought you died.
Almost.
2 weeks ago you said your doctor put you on a steroid.
Yeah, so that
messed with your hip.
So I got gout.
Yes.
Again.
And
they put me on a steroid.
Is it still bad?
No, it's good.
Okay.
They put me on a steroid to take care of the gout. It's supposed to break up the crystallization, blah blah blah, whatever.
Just locked your
it's like
hip.
it's a 6 day thing. So you like take 6 in one day, then like it's 5 the next day, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I didn't take the last 2 because as I was going throughout the week, my hips started hurting like hell. So my mom actually said, yeah, you're not taking these anymore. Gout was gone, so it's like, okay.
So it was a side effect from the steroid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they didn't have it in the paperwork, but I was reading up on it myself. Excuse me, Jesus Christ, what is that about?
It's at White Castle's. That
Yeah, right?
Before
in the
show.
burps. Yeah, so the hip hurt too much to do anything. I needed to rest it so I can work the next day. And then last weekend, I had to go out snowplowing from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m.
Because the 9 to 5 called you in for overnight.
Because I was on call. And so that's why last week's got canceled, because I needed sleep.
Yeah, last week was
because the day before that, I didn't even get to take a nap.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was coming, but I didn't get to because I couldn't sleep.
Because you were telling me, like, before, you're like, yeah, I just worked from the... I'm like, oh, so yeah, I'm not even going to get dressed.
Yeah,
Not even getting dressed for
That's
today.
the thing. It's like, yeah, I work from 10 to 10, and had I...
Look at it, Sam.
Yeah, I was reading that. I'll get back to that in a minute.
Johnny's like, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah, so anyways, where was I going with that?
So you were working 10
but
to 10.
the day before, I didn't get to take a nap because I couldn't, like, part of it was couldn't sleep. We were running around. I got 20 minutes of sleep in total.
And then you had to work at what? That's 12 hours?
10 to 10, yeah 12-hour
shift.
Hey, OT, baby.
Yeah. So now we get we get into action for the first time live here on the Rick and Johnny podcast. Before we get started with everything, if you're on YouTube, twitch.tv/mostvaluablepodcast. That's how you check out the shows live. We're usually live a little bit before 10:30. 10:30 is when we go live. Usually it's like hey, this is where the show starts, but let's be honest. Johnny and I shoot the shit a little bit. We were shooting the shit with Sam, one of our patrons, and that brings me into patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. If you want to go ahead and support the show, you can go ahead and do that at patreon.com/most valuable podcast. $1 tier, $5 tier, $10 tier, however you would like to do it, you can do that right there. But Johnny, and the question I'm going to ask is, did it not switch over to the thank you patron
I
thing?
forgot to do that.
Okay, let's thank our patrons then.
Thanks.
And these are the list of, because I'm sitting there, I'm looking at your hands, and I'm like, okay, did it not work? Is that my problem? But wonderful patrons, these are them. You can join the Patreon family at mvppatreon.com/most valuable podcast. But Johnny, let's get into the show.
You like my theme music?
Yeah, I did. But the first thing, Johnny, we've got,
because we don't have recordings and things.
Yeah, we've got a jam-packed show. That was one thing Dave's like, we need, like, I love Dave. I'll be honest, like, I love Dave. He's my best friend. But the thing about Dave is, and he even said this on the fast break, where he goes, I'm the ideas guy. Where, like, he wanted intro music to our weight page. I went ahead and made it happen. Then Dave's like, we need a countdown clock for before the show starts. I'm going to get on that. Like, this is it's a work, like, we're working here. And sometimes you get to see how the sausage is made. That's just how I like to run the ship here is, hey, we're not a perfect operation. you get to see how it is too. But Johnny, we got a jam-packed show today. We've got, what is this? Technically 6 things on the podcast
Something
today.
like that.
And the first one we're going to take a look at, special place in your heart. He is on your shirt.
Yes, had you told me, I would have brought Stormbreaker.
Yeah, but at least the shirt. Like, you're repping your man. I'm not even repping someone that's going to be on today's show. I'm repping Link blowing into that cartridge. But we're talking Thor 4 because last week there was reports that Christian Bale may be joining Thor Love and Thunder. And a week later, we've kind of got more news, but we haven't gotten any news. We don't know who he's playing. Everyone is still saying, oh, he's in talks. However, there's a Screen Rant article that says that he's going to be doing a movie before Thor 4. So it seems like in everyone's eyes, Christian Bale will be in Thor 4. The question is, who the hell is he going to be playing? There are a couple different, from what I've seen, a couple different people saying a couple different things, but the one that people are very much hoping for is Beta Ray Bill, because it was rumored that Beta Ray Bill was going to finally make an appearance into the Thor universe. He was going to be in,
aside from the hint
Thor
of him
Love
in there.
and Thunder. Yes, besides from the hint. And he wasn't even supposed to be originally, I guess, on that trophy. It was I was watching a video like a month ago. It was supposed to be somebody else, but I guess at the last second they decided to change it
To be Beta Ray Bill?
I don't
Or to
remember
look
who
like
it was
Beta Ray
supposed to be.
Bill?
Yeah, and then it changed it to Beta Ray Bill. But the first question I'm going to ask you, Johnny, as we get into who Christian Bale could be playing, do you think it's going to be Beta Ray Bill? Like, is it Beta Ray Bill and then the rest, or is it a wide open race for who he could be playing?
I think right now it's a wide open race. As much as I think Beta Ray Bill would be great, and I would love to see him introduced.
Yeah.
The question I come down to first is, does he fit into the storyline?
Okay.
Like, it's Love and Thunder right now. Unless we're going to have something to do with... So far, I haven't heard about Sif being in there.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about that either.
I can't think that, like, Beta Ray Bill is going to be the biggest component for it. So, like, I have to think that Valkyrie's supposed to be in there. I was going to call her Jane Foster. Natalie Portman's going to be in there. Oh, yeah, it's Jane Foster because I said Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, you get what I'm saying. And then, obviously, Chris Hemsworth's supposed to be in it. But, I mean, there's other characters that could be played. He can be I think it's pronounced Ulrich. The troll, for example, is a pretty big Thor villain.
Okay.
I don't know. It could be anything.
The one theory I like, and this is one that I'm pretty sure connects with the whole Love and Thunder thing.
Yeah.
Is if I had to put my money on anybody, it would be on Dario Agger, aka the Minotaur. And the reason why I say that is maybe we're typecasting Christian Bale here, but I'm just going to read the little snippet from Screen Rants before I kind of go off of that, because I'm basing it all on this. Screen Rant said, instead of a full mocap/CGI enhanced character for Bale, he'd also be an excellent fit for Dario Agger, aka Minotaur. A recent addition into the Marvel mythology, Agger is a CEO of Roxxon, who we've seen before. Roxxon has been on things in the background in some
Roxxon.
Marvel films. Roxxon, thank you. In some Marvel films, they've just been in the background. Who happens to have the ability to transform into a giant minotaur. He was prominently featured in James Aaron's Thor comic run, which Wahiti has cited as a significant influence on Love and Thunder, and was the first big villain that Mighty Thor fought. It would not be totally shocking if this were another piece of the story Wahiti was borrowing, and would make Bale a great selection for the part. And the one thing that I think too is Christian Bale, we already know that he can play this role because he kind of already did it in American Psycho. I know it was years ago, but I think back to American Psycho Christian Bale, and it's like this could be a role where, because also when you're a guy like Christian Bale, who first off, the first question we have to answer is how
Harvey
much...
Dent, can we trust him?
Harvey Dent, can we trust him? That's question number 1. Then number 2...
Had to.
Thank you. You caught me totally off guard, but I'm so glad that you just did that.
I'm sorry, but I had to.
Also, my Twitch tab disappeared on me, so I got to get back into that. But the big question we have to ask is, for Christian Bale, does he want a one-role, like a one-show pony type of thing, where it's like, hey, I want to be in a We've had the same conversation about Keanu Reeves.
Kill me off.
Where I want to be in a Marvel movie, but I don't want to sign up for 10 films. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a Hemsworth. I don't want to be a Robert Downey Jr. I don't want to be a Chris Hemsworth. I don't want to be that guy. I would love to be in this, and I would maybe love to be in a future Marvel film later on, so you don't have to necessarily kill off my character. But right now, I got a lot of other things. Like, for example, the article that I mentioned on Screen Rant where they said he's going to do a movie before Thor 4. Like, Christian Bale's a guy that is going to be doing other movies. He's not one that's just going to basically put his soul in the Disney Marvel box and give them everything that he's got. So to me, that's why I lean away from Beta Ray Bill, because I think like Beta Ray Bill's a character where if they introduce him, he's going to be in future Marvel films. He's a guy that's locked down for the future.
Here's another thing, though, too. I mean, you add Beta Ray Bill, you're taking away kind of attention from the storyline at hand, which should be kind
Lady
of
Thor.
Lady Thor becoming Lady Thor. Jane Foster
is
becoming
it Lady
Thor.
Thor or is she Mighty Thor?
Mighty Thor.
Okay.
It's basically it's going to take away attention from the storyline of Jane Foster becoming Mighty Thor.
I just wanted to make sure that we're not talking about two different things.
No, I'm sorry.
I sound like an idiot over here.
I should use the proper terminology.
From now on in the podcast, we say
she's
Mighty Thor,
it's
or
Jane
Lady Thor.
It's Jane Foster.
Jane Foster. And we're just right now we're putting it out there. If we say either one of them, that's what it is. But go ahead with what you were saying before I cut you off.
No, I'm kind of agreeing with you. That Beta Ray Bill, I don't think is going to be in there. Like you said, you're going to want someone that's going to want to keep coming back. That's debatable with Christian Bale. I don't know. We don't know what he would prefer.
Because here's the question I want to ask you about Beta Ray Bill.
Okay.
If they introduce Beta Ray Bill into a Thor film, does he become a Guardians member? Do they put him in like the new lineup of the Guardians after Guardians 3?
I don't know, because his main thing that I've seen every time is protecting his people while they're in cryo state. That's every time I've seen Beta Ray Bill. Obviously, that's not the only thing he does.
Because he was, in the comics, he was a member of the Guardians. He had a slight run.
Like I said,
with the Guardians,
everything I've seen him in. I haven't seen those. So maybe at some point they do. Maybe not. I don't know. That part I don't know, because we're still a little ways away from Guardians 3.
Yeah, we are. We got to get the Suicide Squad first.
Yes, that's got to come out so he can start
from James Gunn. Also interesting about that, Dave mentioned to me yesterday that he does not seem excited about Birds of Prey.
Really?
Which I was quite on the contrary of him. But like the other characters that they have here for Christian Bale, so outside of the big two, I'm going to say that Beta Ray Bill and the Minotaur are the two biggest. The Minotaur is probably like you're planning it off of this.
Not entirely opposed to that one, and I'll get back to you on that when you finish yours.
Well, I was just going to say those two, I think most people are like, yes, it's going to be one of those two. However, the Screen Rant article that I'm looking at has three others. They have Cole Borson as one of the characters he could be playing, Balder the Brave, another person he could be playing, and then it also has Ares as one. Balder. Do you like any of those?
Ares would be an interesting... Actually, I'm down for any of the three, because here's the thing. That's what I was looking at an article on We Got This Covered. I don't know how reputable you think they are.
We use them a lot.
We do?
So
okay.
so.
I don't know which ones you use often.
The thing that I said last podcast 3 weeks ago about them, that... And this is a quick aside yet again about We Got This Covered. I feel like they almost hurt their own credibility
because they
don't let their stuff speak for itself. They always say, "Well, from this source, by the way, they also got this right and this right." It's like, so you already think we're going to
doubt you.
doubt you that you have to throw this out. That's my only problem.
Just
with
a little excerpt from them real quick because we had a question.
Yeah.
What villain? Like, what was it? Any word on the main villain though? Let's see. Where was my sentence at?
the main villain of Thor, or the main villain of
Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Even before Love and Thunder had officially been announced, we got this covered. Brought you the news that Enchantress would serve as the main villain.
Yeah.
Of Thor 4. We were then informed that Gore the God Butcher will also feature in the movie as a secondary antagonist.
and-
I'm debatable on that part.
And that's the thing where I'm glad you brought that up because Johnny, look
Let me finish this.
who I've got pulled up.
Gore the God Butcher.
Gore the God Butcher. I was
One
going
more
to get into
though.
him.
Now our latest intel points to yet another villain putting in an appearance in addition to the two we've previously reported on. Specifically, we believe that the pick's third antagonist might be Mangog. Now, that's what I want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm down for I'm going to ride that Enchantress train because it's Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
We got a woman that is consistently throughout most of the things I've read with Thor in love with the guy.
Yeah. You're talking
Head
about,
over heels, the Enchantress.
Yeah.
She's head over heels for the dude. So, and she's got a twisted way of showing it. So I feel like some of these
she's like that girl that, so and so's got a crush on you. Yeah, but she's kind of crazy, man. She's kind of crazy. I don't know if I want to sign up for that crazy. That's Thor. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't know if I want to sign up for that crazy.
Hey, I kind of like you, but you kind of come off the weird way,
Yeah.
girl.
That's how the Enchantress is. But go on.
So the ones you're reading off, like you have Cole Borson, you have Balder. I can definitely see those two being part of it, as well as Dario Agar / Minotaur. Any of those would be a great secondary villain because Enchantress uses other men to.
So you're saying she would possibly use Thor against Mighty Thor?
Yeah, but also like maybe use one of them as like a secondary villain as well to have sort of a muscle.
So what you're saying?
She needs a muscle.
That's why you know what? I'm doubling down
incense-
on Minotaur then because she could then basically poison ivy it. Is that basically
In a
what she's
sense,
doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good reference
She's doing
from your side.
She's doing her poison ivy thing on Dario, who's the Minotaur.
Exactly.
And that's why he's
And like I
working
said, it
for
could
her.
also be Balder. She
Yeah.
does it too. It could be Cole Borson. I'm going to say maybe Dario Agar. I feel like the God Butcher's too big of a guy.
Well, and the thing
Too important of one to do. Ares is another one. I wouldn't mind. She could do it to him too.
Yeah, the thing that
It's a little bit of cross, but it kind of hints towards, hey, Hercules is in the universe too.
true,
Which
and then
would
they could
go
maybe
into
do a Thor Hercules movie.
Thor
later on.
Hercules or Mighty Thor Hercules
Yeah.
because then they kind of encapsulate the newer Avenger, one of the newer Avengers lineup.
Because after this is pretty much basically Mighty Thor is going to be our Thor in the universe, and then Chris Hemsworth is still doing things, but it's not.
We don't know
like-
how much we're going to see him
Yeah.
as opposed to Mighty Thor.
Like he's still, and it goes back to like what he said. It's like, hey, I'll come back and play Thor. I just don't want to be Thor all the time.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want
I don't
to
want
act
to do
all-
movie.
He doesn't want to act all the time. He doesn't want to keep doing movies.
Yeah.
As last week you and I have read.
Yeah, and one of the things that I saw, this was from Charlie at Emergency Awesome, which I love his videos. We watch them all the time. I use them as source material. The one thing he brought up that I thought was interesting was he kind of felt with Gore the God Butcher. Yes, we got this covered, has sources that know their stuff. But the thing that he said is they kind of already did Gore the God Butcher with the Hela story. Like,
Yeah, in a sense.
Hela's, like, they kind of, Hela's story wasn't Hela from the comics. They kind of
Yeah, no, that's
made
very
her
true.
her own, like, I don't
They
even
do
think
that,
Hela's
too.
in the comics, is she?
Yeah, she's in the comics. She's the Thor villain
Okay,
at times.
because the thing that he said is they made that role for Kate Blanchett. Like, she was like, I want to do a Thor movie. I want to do a movie, but I only want to do one. And that's why they had her go out at the end the way she did. Spoiler if you haven't seen it.
And there's not the...
At this point, if you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok.
It's on you, boy.
But, I mean, that's why she went out the way she did when Surtur had his sword, and it was basically right on her. Almost.
I am Asgard's doom.
Because they made the character for her. She was supposed to die. Okay, she can never be in a Marvel film again. They could always find a way to bring her back, comic book logic and all. But the question is, did
watchers
they...
right now.
The question is, did they overlap too much, Hela and Gore the God Butcher.
I mean,
Johnny's like, ooh, we've got 4 watchers now.
I know. Well, one of them's me, to be honest.
Johnny's
to
like,
be fair.
Johnny's like, shh, we've got 4.
Got 4.
But go ahead. Because one of them is also me.
We got 4 watchers.
Yeah, we're stuck
Thanks,
now.
guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, no. See, I feel like Gore the God Butcher doesn't quite like his storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you that I've read goes along with kind of more like the Hela storyline to a degree.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be more of set into let's do a different movie with Gore the God Butcher. Maybe almost make it his own movie.
Yeah.
Because he seems like a little bit more bigger of a villain than being Enchantress's secondary.
And if Enchantress is going to be the main villain, you want guys like you said like Ares could be a good side villain. The Minotaur could be a good secondary villain. You obviously don't want to have, like, you're not going to have 2 headliners here. You're going to have
Balder
a headliner and then
could
2
be a
opening
great secondary.
acts.
If you want 3 villains and like having Enchantress the main and 2 like strong guy secondaries of some sort, or like just 2 secondaries of some sort, cool, do that. But don't give me like Gore the God Butcher. And what was the other one that was
Cole Borson is one that I mentioned from that article.
What was the one though? Mangog is supposed to be a little too big, I thought.
Okay.
He's supposed to be one of like Odin's enemies, if I remember correctly. Hold on, let me see. I can't remember who Mangog is now.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna look that up. Go ahead.
Because there's another article here from January 9th. This was after the Christian Bale news. This was like 3 days after. Screen Rant had an article that, let's see, where are they getting this from? Where's their source? Usually they say according to this. In here it doesn't say, I'm not seeing the like according to who, but the headline of the article says Thor Love and Thunder rumored to include Beta Ray Bill. So I mean, circling back to it, like we said, we'll see if they include it. I think if he's included in it, it may be an after credit scene. Like he's not in the story, but like, hey,
I'd be okay with that.
We're gonna do a post credit scene with Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, I'd be fine with a post credit of Beta Ray. You know what? I'm not opposed to Mangog 100%, but I think those other guys that we'd mentioned, Minotaur, Cole Borson, Balder, are better suited for what they're talking about. And basically Enchantress's lackeys.
Yeah, and the last thing I wanted to mention with Thor
especially
4,
since we don't have the Executioner anymore.
Oh, that's right. Because he
Again,
was
spoilers for Thor Ragnarok.
He was he had Dit and Stroy, right?
Huh?
He was the guy that had Dit and Stroy. Which, by the way,
because when you put them together,
they destroy. You want to know something funny about him? I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I got to double check. I believe the guy who played the Executioner in Thor Ragnarok is a WWE superstar. Let's see, where is he?
Playing what you say, I guess?
I think that the guy who played the Executioner in Thor Ragnarok is a WWE superstar. Oh, is he? So a wrestler. I think it's Dawson from the Revival. I'm on the IMDb page. Why the hell can't... Oh, no, that was it. It wasn't Dawson. So I was totally off.
I'm listening.
It's Carl Urban. The guy who... So you saw The Boys, right?
Yeah.
The Australian guy from The Boys.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so that's...
I'm like, I don't think he's a wrestler.
I remember, so here's how it got in my head. I remember I was watching something. Oh, where have I seen him before? Looked him up. That's where it was. It was when I watched The Boys, because I finally finished that series. I was like, where have I seen Carl Urban before? And that's who he was. Okay. Last thing I wanted to mention with Thor before we move on into the rest of the show. One article we didn't talk about that I did want to talk about way, way back. This was in October. That Taika Waititi did an interview with Weird where he basically said, we're going to double down on the craziness. Where the exact quote is, it's going to be bigger and louder and more bombastic. It's only interesting to me if we're doubling down on how nuts Ragnarok was. So no matter what we're getting in Thor 4, we know for sure, take Ragnarok, and we're basically, what this sounds like to me is we're cranking it up to 11. We're just going to, however nuts you thought Ragnarok was, we're cranking that knob all the way up to 11. We're going to make it even more crazier.
Well, I'm
in Love and
excited.
Thunder. Oh, shocker. Johnny's excited for a Thor film.
Well, no, I'm excited for a Taika Waititi.
Yeah. Which, by the
Thor
way,
film.
Did you finally see the last episode of The Mandalorian?
I did.
The beginning. Tell me that you didn't watch.
Spoilers first.
Yeah, spoilers for The
that's actually fairly
Mandalorian.
new.
If you haven't seen it, you know what I'm gonna do because we're live on Twitch now.
Yeah.
From now on, I'm gonna make a PNG that's just called spoilers. That it's basically gonna be our scene. But on it, it'll say spoilers
At the bottom.
so people on YouTube can mute it and then like fast forward and
Or
know
these guys too
what we're
can
talking
spoilers
about.
until the.
Yeah, exactly. But spoilers.
anyone hasn't
Pause
finished it yet.
Here's what I will do. I am gonna hold up a peace sign so you can mute it, and then I'll tell you when to mute it, and then when I give you the peace sign, I'm done with the Mandalorian spoilers. So if you're watching live, you don't have to be like, oh no, I don't want it spoiled. So if you don't want anything spoiled, hit mute now. All right, so tell me that at the beginning of The Mandalorian, you watched the scene with the two stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then at the end was like when they showed, oh, this was directed by Taika Waititi. You were like, now I get it.
No,
Now I get
so
why
here's the
that
thing.
was
I already
like-
knew it was directed by him before
Yeah, I
going
didn't
into
until
it
the very end.
because I read things online about it being directed by him. But yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, that's very Taika Waititi.
And people also now hate, oh, what's his name? Jason
Spader?
No, not Spader. Not Spade. Fuck, he was in Horrible Bosses. Jason not Segel. He was in How I Met Your Mother.
Davis?
Sudeikis. Everyone was pissed at him too, because he punched Baby Yoda. He was the stormtrooper that punched
Well,
Baby
they both
Yoda.
did.
Yeah, but he was the one that like was
Punched him.
really mean. Like the
Yeah.
one that was really mean. So everyone's like, "Fuck Jason Sudeikis." Are we done with spoilers?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that was
Okay.
good. I'll just say that was a good episode.
That's all I wanted to mention. was
Yeah,
that.
no, I remember that.
So I'm gonna bring him back in. All right, cool. We're
There
back
you go,
in.
you guys.
I gave
Hopefully
the
you-
piece.
I'll
After I did
I'll put in the
that,
chat
I
real
did
quick.
this-
You can unmute now.
I did this to you, and then I was like, "Oh, I hope they don't mean I'm doing it to them when I did the two to you." But the next thing we're gonna take a look at is we've got two new trailers, and one came out this week. The other one came out about, I want to say, a week ago. We're gonna give our reactions, obviously, to the Morbius trailer, and then of course the new Mutants trailer, because we got trailers for both of them. The thing, Morbius is going to have a lot to talk about, Johnny. But
Yes.
let's start with this. We'll start with Morbius. What was your first thoughts after seeing the Morbius trailer?
Oh, I'm excited for this movie. I'll have to say, there's a lot of things that are making like, did they make a deal? They finally make a damn deal? Because there's way too many things to say
like, we know
to them not to be tied in with
Yeah, like
the Marvel MCU now.
we know that Sony and Disney made a deal because Spider-Man's back in the MCU.
That part I know, but still, like the other one's like, there has to be some sort of deal now.
Yeah.
Because there are too many things in the trailer pointing that are too related to the MCU.
Yeah, because two of the things, and I'm looking at an article here.
You can't give me your fake article saying it's not tied in.
So no. This is not that it's not.
No,
tied
not you.
in.
I'm saying
Yeah.
other ones that I've read.
So the
they're not tied in though.
The first one is we've got this covered, where they say they have a story where it says Sony's been teasing plans to connect Spider-Man universe to MCU for years. And let's see here. Where did they... So they kind of map out that... let's see. For many fans, the reveal came with quite a surprise. But if we look back to an interview published by Discussing Film in October of 2018, we can see that the Sony camp has been teasing this crossover for well over a year. In August of 2018, it was announced that Equalizer 2 writer Robert Wenck would be tapped to write a script for a Kraven the Hunter movie, which would serve as another installment into the cinematic universe started by Venom. And while the fate of that particular project remains unclear, Wenck seemingly, if I can read, hinted at Sony's future plans for Peter Parker when he told Discussing Films that Kraven was going to come face-to-face with Spider-Man. The writer also made an ambiguous remark that the film belongs in the Marvel world and mentioned that the movie will likely take inspiration from Kraven's Last Hunt, a comic book storyline where the wall crawler himself plays an integral role. And here's the thing that I think with that is I don't think they're connected. I don't. Right now, they are not connected. What I think this is this is Sony setting up the pieces so that they can connect them. I think that's what it is. Sony, because the MCU is so big right now that of course Sony wants a piece of that action. Like we saw it in this last deal where, Matt Pat did a great, for Film Theory, he did a great video. I can't wait for it. I hate his two-parters, by the way, where he does a great theory, and then I go, oh, we should talk about it here. And then he goes, oh, by the way, there's going to be a second part to this. And I go, oh, screw you, Matt Pat.
You some bitch.
But he has a nice graphic here that I want to find about the Marvel and Sony deal for Spider-Man. So how it worked before was that, let's see, I'm fast forwarding through it. It would help if I had this before. The way that he put it was, let's see, no, profit. Anything with Spider-Man in a Marvel movie, Marvel paid for the entire movie and they got all the profit from it. But if it was a Sony movie, so for example, Endgame, Marvel paid for the whole thing. They basically were like, okay, we're going to get all the profits from that because we put all the profits into it. On the other side, if it was a Sony movie, like for example, Homecoming, how it would work is
Marvel fronts the money.
Basically, no, it's
really
Sony fronts the money. Marvel takes a cut of it. So,
the new deal, you mean?
The old one. This is the old deal. And by the way, the video that I was looking for, trying to find the graphic, he did come out with part 2 today. He did come out with part 2. I just didn't see it. Let's see, where do I find this then? It would really help if I had this planned beforehand.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's how it is. So how it was is, so Sony would take 95% of that profit. Marvel and Disney would take 5%. So Sony's putting in all of the risk, and Marvel's just saying, boop, we're going to take 5% of that money. And how he said was, think about it this way. Let's say someone goes to see Endgame, and they pay $10 for that ticket. And then in the lobby, they see a Spider-Man shirt. And they go, ooh, I want to also buy that. In this case, we're going to say that is $10. All of that money would be going to Marvel. Sony wouldn't make a dime on the Endgame ticket price, or they wouldn't make a dime on the merchandise as well. But if you look at it the other way, if they go and see Homecoming and then buy that shirt, because Sony owns, or not Sony, if Disney owns the merchandising rights, they get the $10 for that shirt, plus they get 5% of that $10. and they'd be making basically 50 cents or a quarter more than Sony. So Sony looked at it like, wait, we're paying 100% for the movie, but you're getting most of the profit. If someone buys, like, if both things are true. Like, if you buy a movie ticket and the shirt, because obviously the movie is going to make Spider-Man more popular.
Yeah.
People are going to go out and buy toys and
what
shirts.
I thought
and
what
things.
happened with the deal was Disney made the movie.
This was the 2015 deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it depended on what movie it was.
So, well, because I thought it was Disney made the movie, Sony profited off the movie, but Disney got the profit off the merchandising.
So, true, depending on... So if it was a...
On which deal?
Yeah, if it... Well, not which deal, which movie it was.
Okay.
Because if it's like an Endgame, Infinity War, Civil War, we're just borrowing Spider-Man. So Disney was like, we put all the money into the movie.
Yeah.
We make all the return. Whereas with the Sony one, it was Sony's... Like Homecoming, Sony paid for everything.
Yeah.
Disney then came and said, "Boop, 5." Like, oh, you're in our universe, 5%. That's what we're paying you to be in our universe. That's basically what it was. To where this deal, basically before the deal happened, that's where Sony came in and said, "Fine, you want Spider-Man? $10 billion with a B. That's what he's worth." And Disney's like, "No, not a chance." Now it's a little bit more friendly to Sony, where Disney is taking on more of that risk. So even if it's a like Spider-Man movie that's going to be distributed by Sony, Marvel is going to have a little bit of that production cost. So it's not fully 100% on Sony.
Yeah, they have to pay for part of it.
That's kind of where we're at with how the deal maps out now.
And which is why it's probably starting to connect into the MCU.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't think it is. What I think this is if it's connected into the MCU, we will not know until Sony Disney deal part 3. That's what I think.
Here's what I'm saying.
I think Sony's laying the lines to where it can be, but I don't know if Marvel wants to let Sony in just yet.
I'm wondering if they already kind of came down to a deal of like, okay,
but keep it hush hush.
Keep it hush hush. We're gonna let you start to connect, because before it's like no. Like when Venom came out, it's like no. You're not connected to the MCU
because your movies suck.
We don't know how you're gonna do. We don't like how you've done Spider-Man before.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, Venom did well. Where was I going with that? Venom did well. We want to keep Spider-Man. Well, we're gonna make this deal.
Yeah.
You guys want to be part of
Into the Spider-Verse did really well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, you guys want to be tied into the MCU. We're gonna let this get started, and that's I feel like that's what's happening with Morbius. Yeah. Okay. Now you have a tie-in with, Vulture. At least that's what it looks like. So, Michael Keaton's Vulture.
I'm gonna cut you off there.
Okay.
Because I want to ask you this question then.
Oski doski.
Why is it then that we see Vulture, who's connected to Tom Holland, and then, like I said, the poster that you see in the background with Spider-Man on it?
Yeah, you know, let me...
Why is it Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man then?
I want to see if it actually is.
It is. Because even in the Screen Rant article, they mention how, right here, it says, a Spider-Man graffiti, though it was Tobey Maguire's version, not Tom Holland, and the appearance of Michael Keaton's Vulture at the end are the major connections to Morbius in the MCU. Why did they use Tobey Maguire's, though? Because that costume, like, I was looking at it when I watched it today in front of you, and I'm like, no, that is Tobey Maguire's costume.
Yeah, I'm going to look right now while I'm watching it. You know what? That could be for any reason.
Is that for a Spider-Verse thing?
Could be a Spider-Verse thing. It could be...
Is that to also play, or is that to play into... You don't know which universe Morbius is in.
They could be playing around with that. It could be, hey, I don't know. Hold on, I'm trying to see it so I can see it better.
Oh, what if? What if? Oh, shit. So, can I hit you with a theory?
Go ahead.
And this is me buying into what you just said. Let's say they did in the deal say, all right, we're going to do a hush-hush that you guys are connected to us. but this can't fucking get out. Like, Kevin Feige, secretive, like, this cannot get out, that you guys are now connected to the MCU. Because, let's be honest, if I'm Sony, don't you think that would be part of the negotiations of, hey, I'm blowing my own mind here, Johnny. Why do you think then? So the new deal has, want
to take 5% of that credit?
Well, not even just that. Like, so the new deal has, let's say it's a Homecoming, Far From Home type of movie.
Yeah.
Has Marvel fitting some of that bill? Why would Marvel, or why would Marvel want to fit that bill, part of it, if that film wasn't connected to their own universe's success?
Exactly.
Like, that is now I see where you're coming from.
That's the point I'm making. Marvel would not be willing to put in money
to a film if it was not connected to their universe. Okay, now I see where you're coming from. Because the thing that I'm thinking is, what if this happens? So Morbius is originally connected, like, let's say it happens pre-Snapture.
Mm-hmm.
Then the snap happens, and then boom. So basically, not only did the snap mess with the MCU, the snap combined universes. Like, it did so much, I don't want to say cosmic, but it disrupted everything that it basically brought universes together. So Morbius originally was in the Tobey Maguire universe, and then at the end of the movie, maybe that Vulture thing is at the end when Morbius gets kind of blended in to the Tom Holland universe.
Or, just hear me on this.
Go ahead.
We're reading too hard into a poster that more so the point that says murderer on it.
So you're thinking it's a Hulk thing?
It could be that. Okay, there it is. There's the scene.
Yeah. So you're saying it's a Hulk thing, where in the movie it will be Tom Holland Spider-Man.
No. God damn it. Stop going past it so quickly.
Mm-hmm. Because it plainly is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Are you sure, though?
It is. That's his that's the comic book costume. Look at the eyes.
Yeah.
It's the eyes that give it away in my case. Like,
not painted though. It looks like it's less of a poster, more of a painting. Mm-hmm. Like someone actually painted it on that wall.
What timestamp are you at for that?
I am at 2:03.
Okay. I just had to fast forward a little bit for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm still gonna go with that. It's Secret Agent. What?
Let's see. Yeah, no, that's totally, like, to me, that's totally because the thing that gives it away for me, not only the pose, that's the exact pose that he was in for the first poster, but number two, the eyes look like it. And also, if you look at, like, the forehead area, the black ribbing looks exactly like the Maguire Spider-Man, where it doesn't look like it's a part of the costume. It looks like it's a layer on top of it. Like someone stuck the black webbing on top of the red suit. Maybe, like you said, maybe we're looking too into this. Maybe it doesn't matter at all.
Like, the one thing I'm saying is, like, maybe it's kind of a throwaway to the Maguire ones, but it's like, hey, this is a fan-made artistry, and then someone decided to spray paint murderer over it.
You could be right. We could be looking into it too much, but
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I'm going to go with it's making sure it's tying into the MCU.
The only thing I also think about is Sony, if Sony tied it into the MCU or wanted to tie it into the MCU, are they then ditching everything about their Spider-Verse? Are they ditching that idea and just trying to be a part of the MCU? I would say no.
So live action might be hey, we're going to tie our live action into the MCU, whereas we have into the Spider-Verse, and that's going to be its own thing.
See, and yet again, all of these are rumors, but
indeed.
People have been saying forever that eventually Sony wants to pull Spider-Man back and be like, he's in our universe. Like, we're building this universe for him, are they caving on that idea and trying to play nice with Marvel?
They might be.
I don't know.
They might be playing with an altered idea of that, where it's like, hey, just want to let you know, Marvel, we want to be able to pull Spider-Man back into this multiverse if we want to.
Yeah.
But we want to tie all these live actions in with you guys. It could be that. It could be just that. Hey, we gotta make you think it's tied into the MCU. I don't think Marvel would allow that even though.
Because there's also
without having. Like, no, we don't want to let you pretend to tie into the MCU.
So I haven't watched the second part. I'm going to do that obviously after the podcast. But
yeah,
the Matt Pett 2-parter is the first part was about them. Could they buy Spider-Man for $10 billion with a B dollars, and is he even worth that much? The second one, and this is the one that intrigued me the most, and he titled it, "Can Disney Steal Spider-Man?" And
for $10 billion.
No. Apparently, there's a loophole, and I wanted to watch the video for it. There's a way for after X amount of years for Disney to get Spider-Man back for free.
Yeah.
So that's obviously probably why they're not paying the $10 billion right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sony can't make a Spider-Man film for so long, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and that's why I want to watch it, but I didn't see that you posted it before.
Let me know.
We went live
when you're done. Give me a synopsis when you're done.
I will.
So I don't have to watch it.
What about New Mutants? Did you?
Yeah,
New Mutants came out a while ago.
It's been like a week and a half.
So here's the thing. I'll start off with New Mutants.
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm gonna play
first
it in front
off,
of me.
my reaction, because it was a week ago. This would have been last week's podcast that we talked about it. Was, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. That's what I thought. Like, this is a totally different movie than what we saw earlier on.
Oh, for sure.
And you want to know why that is? Guess what happened? And this is why, to me,
Marvel stepped in?
Fox is horrible. Fox doesn't know how to make good comic book movies.
Just Logan and Deadpool.
Remember how? Yeah, but let's be honest. Deadpool was more around Ryan Reynolds than Fox.
Oh, for sure.
They kind of let Ryan Reynolds do their own thing, and it's also hard to fuck up. It's hard to fuck up when you've got Hugh Jackman or Hugh Jackson.
I don't know. I mean,
cross over the NFL
most people with
Hugh Jackman.
I'm sorry. What are most people's opinions on the Wolverine and...
Good point.
Exactly.
Lawyered. I'm stepping back into my hole.
Back off. I know my shit.
Basically, remember when there were...
I just love it because it's got Wolverine.
Yeah, remember when there were all those articles about New Mutants reshoots?
Yes.
And everything? Well, guess what happened?
Marvel stepped in and said, you guys fucked up. Give it back.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Quite the contrary.
I know, I'm joking.
I guess Kevin Feige watched the original version of what... I can't remember the director's name for New Mutants off the top of my head, but his original version of New Mutants, and you know what Kevin Feige said to him? Don't change a thing. Don't change a thing. Kevin Feige loved it. And apparently this trailer is what we should have saw from the beginning.
Really?
This is what we should have saw from the beginning, because apparently the story that we're getting from New Mutants, from everything that I've seen, is the New Mutants team is kind of trapped in this kind of mental hospital. And the reason why I'm saying trapped is if you go to the trailer at
They're being
113,
kept in there.
Yeah. If you go to 113, where one of the characters is like finding like, why is there a force field here? Like there's something keeping us inside. That the main villain is going to be, he's bear something. Basically it's a big like bear. It's kind of like a ghost bear. I got to look up the exact name of him. Right now, it's rumored that Antonio Banderas is going to be the main villain, which will be this bear villain. He's one of the main first villains of the New Mutants. He's a guy that can kind of possess people and take them under control. And apparently the doctor that we see is a mutant that is linked to the X-Men. So she's a good guy, but she's doing bad things. So people are wondering, is this the villain kind of possessing her and making her do what he wants them to do because he wants to kind of finish off this New Mutants team. And it's also a lot of like these mutants not knowing their powers. Like, for example, the one guy, I am bad with names right now with the New Mutants, but it's him in the water where basically he was skinny dipping with his girlfriend in the water and fucking set her on fire. And that's him seeing her set on fire and freaking out. Where Maisie Williams' character, Wolfbane, I know that one.
Yeah.
Where hers is all dealing with her mutant power because she's grown up in the Catholic faith, but can transform into this werewolf-like creature. So it's like dealing with that inner turmoil of like, what am I? Yeah, what am I? Like, I've believed that demons are bad, so am I bad kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the general story that we've got right now. So with me setting it up, do you think that Disney, I don't want to say Disney Marvel saving it, but is Disney Marvel going to do the right thing basically and just let this kind of be what Fox wasn't going to do since they wanted reshoots?
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if because now Marvel technically owns it, they stepped in and had say, Feige, do your thing. Feige watched the original, go, what the fuck were you gonna do?
Yeah.
Leave the original. Let's get this thing out.
That's what they are. So we've got Cannonball is what's his name? Jonathan from Stranger Things.
Jonathan Myers.
Yeah, he's Cannonball.
Oh, wow.
We've also got the blonde-haired chick.
Yeah.
Her name is Magique with a K.
Yeah.
Magic with a K, so that's
Heard of
her. The guy who set his girlfriend on fire is Sunspot. And then Wolfbane is
Maisie Williams.
Maisie Williams. I think the other one, I think she's Hispanic.
I think she is.
I think she might be Warlock or no, she's Karma.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's Karma, I think. I'm pretty sure. Where's the villain though? Let's see. New Mutants villain Bear. It's a giant bear. Demon Bear. That was his name.
My name is Demon Bear.
So apparently Demon
Wow, that's
I thought it was something a lot like yeah, it's Demon Bear.
Yeah, what's your name? Just Demon Bear. We're done.
It's a demon, he's a bear, he's scary.
He's Demon Bear. No reason to think that's one through.
So just reading the introduction from Screen Rant, because they did an article, so I'll use their information. Demon Bear was created by Chris Claremont, who did a lot of X-Men runs, and Bob McLeod, the most famously drawn by Bill Sienkiewicz. I hope I said that right. I probably didn't. First debuting in New Mutants number 18, and as the main villain in the Demon Bear saga from the New Mutants 18 through 20. The Demon Bear is created as the parents of Danielle Moonstar are genetically mutated and enslaved into the being. The Demon Bear ends up haunting Moonstar's dreams. That's who that is. So the one that I said was Karma, I was wrong. That's Moonstar.
Okay.
Because she's the one that everyone feels Demon Bear is coming for. Like, she's going to be the main focus of this. When she takes Demon Bear face to face, she's left seriously injured. It causes further damage to the New Mutants before the group, led by Magic. And it looks like in here, she kind of takes a leader-like role at the end when she starts using all her magic stuff. Takes it down and frees Moonstar's parents. So it looks like Demon Bear is going to be the main villain. It looks like when we finally get a voice for him, the rumors are that it's going to be Antonio Banderas that is that voice. And Johnny, I can't wait for this. I love the 180 that I basically took with this of going from, oh my God, I don't want to see it. Remember when we first talked about it and I said, just don't put it out. When Disney bought it, I was like, you know what? If I never see it, I'll be happy. And now look what Disney's doing to me.
Yeah.
Look what Marvel's doing.
Thank you, Marvel, for fixing this.
Well, thank you, Marvel, for letting smart people do the right thing and do things that, they can do because, they trust some of their people. Any final thoughts on either of the trailers that we brought up?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay.
I mean, excited for New Mutants, even more excited for Morbius, and I do think it's at least a start to a tie-in, if not a tie-in with the MCU.
And the New Mutants, I think that's coming out. We get it this April.
Nice.
April 3rd, 2020, which that's another thing everyone was like, they're like, wait, this is coming out in April of this year? Like, there is a short time to promote this film in order to get it hyped up to the level that people
that's the only
come to.
downplay to that part is...
Yeah. And I also wonder, you know what? I'm going to look it up right now since we got the time. It just popped into my head.
Huh.
I wonder what it has to go up with that weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. So that weekend, it's going to go up against Peter Rabbit 2.
Oh, no.
The Runaway. Oh, man. We might have to go see that instead of New Mutants, John.
Yeah, probably.
And then a movie called Lovebirds, which I'm assuming, and a movie called Cyborg. So they picked a fine weekend. Because guess what comes out the next weekend in the 8th? No Time to Die, James Bond. So if they were going up against James Bond, I'd be like, bad
worried,
move.
yeah.
But Marvel and Disney, they know how to do that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like any of those two other movies kind of have a... Like, yeah, they might compete just movie-wise all together, but they won't compete like, hey, yeah, we got another horror movie coming out, or we got another superhero movie coming out.
Yeah. So let's move on.
I don't think those other ones are.
Which one? Yeah, no, they're not. Peter Rabbit 2, Superhero of the Year.
No, I'm more so saying, I'm trying to think of any of the other ones were a horror movie, because I think...
Lovebirds looks like from the poster that's a love like a love movie.
I thought it's supposed to be...
A romance, I should say.
A romantic comedy slash... And I think it's a romantic comedy slash... I don't want to say drama, but...
Who, Lovebirds?
Yeah.
Let me look it up. Lovebirds movie.
Yeah, because I think I saw the trailer for that.
There is a trailer. So it is considered, there's the Wikipedia page, there's the IMDb page. It is considered an action comedy crime.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Action comedy crime.
So it's not really competing with New Mutants in the horror realm either. I'm like, I don't think it was a horror, but I want to double check if it was like a drama, which can kind of do that. But no, it's good.
And the guy that is...
It's all right.
The guy that's leading that film is... Kumail Nanjiani, Nanjiani, who is fucking ripped now as the Eternals. He's going to be fucking ripped
that's right.
in the Eternals. Funny man from Men in Black International.
Yeah.
He's usually the comic relief role. But let's roll on. We've two major things we'll talk about. We'll mention the Deadpool thing at the end. But one of the big things, yet again, older story, but we're talking about it now because obviously we're on the last 2 weeks, is...
We still need to get that talked about, so yeah.
Rumors are that Marvel may have gained full control of the Hulk. Solo movie could happen. We're getting this from We Got This Covered. They say MCU's Cosmics, Jeremy Conrad is reporting that he's heard rumors from a very reliable source that Marvel has now got full control over both the Jade Giant and the Submariner. Fans will know that though Bruce Banner can be freely featured in team-up films, Universal's first dibs agreement has prevented further solo movies from happening since Disney bought the company. Likewise, Universal at least partially holds the rights to Namor 2, a situation Kevin Feige has described as complicated. According to Conrad's intel, though these troubles are a thing of the past and Marvel is now free to do whatever they want with the pair at last. It's speculated that another Hulk standalone film is likely on the way then, but that Marvel wouldn't make a Namor movie given the character's overt similarities to DC's Aquaman. Instead, MCUC writes, I'm guessing that's the Conrad thing, that he'll be featured as either a hero or villain in other parts of the franchise. Johnny, here's a question I wanted to ask, because we know Namor,
sir.
Getting Namor's rights is huge. They want to use him in Black Panther 2, coming to theaters February 2021.
Well, I think they had the right to do that anyways.
Yes, but they want to. If you're going to do that, obviously you want to use him, maybe in his own film, right?
Maybe.
Eventually.
Well, that's not like they don't want you. Eventually, you're right.
Yeah, eventually.
Okay.
Not right now. Eventually, maybe Phase 5 we get in.
I'm saying, like, right as of now, it doesn't sound like they want to because they don't want to, like, say, well, Marvel's doing Aquaman.
Yeah, we're not copycats over here at Marvel. They're copycats over there at DC. What up? Even though I'm a DC fanboy.
Word up.
Here's the question I have for you.
Yes, sir.
Is what Hulk story would you want to see told in a solo film?
That
is
interesting.
Because I've got one for you.
Go for it.
Technically, you can call it a team up, but I don't think it's a team up. Hulk versus Wolverine. Introduce Wolverine in a movie where he goes 1v1 with Hulk.
That would be an interesting one.
And I believe that in the comics, the Hulk versus... Because I believe Wolverine made his introduction, like his debut into the Marvel Comics, in a Hulk comic. His first Canadian...
Shit, was it that?
I think so.
It's either that. I remember it. Oh, God. I can't remember.
You're the Wolverine guy. So
I know. I can't remember if that was his introduction or his introduction was in the X-Men I think he was for that. His first introduction to the X-Men.
His first full debut was The Incredible Hulk 181.
Yeah,
November
Wolverine versus
1974.
Hulk. His first X-Men appearance was when he was sent to kill Charles.
In the comics?
And yeah, his first X-Men appearance, I believe, is that.
Publication history. The Incredible Hulk one was the first one that he was in. Let's see. So it says here a revival of X-Men followed, beginning with X-Men 94 in August 1975. Wolverine is initially overshadowed by other characters, although he does create tension in the team as he is attracted to Cyclops' girlfriend, Jean Grey. And I'm not going to read more because that's a fucking huge paragraph. But what story would you want to see? And also, do you think they could do that? Would they be like, hey, let's introduce Wolverine in a Hulk movie? Not as a X-Men, because they got to trickle in the X-Men. They're not just going to be like, boom, here's the X-Men.
X-Men!
And what a way to do it then. Hey, let's start with Wolverine. He's our biggest hitter.
That would be a good one to do. That would be, well, for me, that would be awesome because I love Wolverine. But I would say that would be a good storyline to go in with. You'd have to figure out, so let's set this up. Right now, we've left off with an injured Hulk. He's
basically Professor Hulk.
Yeah, I know they don't like people using that term, but I'm going to use it anyways. Yeah. He's Professor Hulk. So if you ask me, and people can argue this, I feel like he's weaker than he used to be as enraged Hulk.
So we're not going to do a World War Hulk storyline.
I don't know about that. So let's take this one off the table. We've done Planet Hulk, essentially, in Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
So we're going to take that one away. World War Hulk's not impossible. But here's the thing. For a lot of these storylines, I feel like you have to draw back. And he's got to like kind of regress and become Angry Hulk again. That's what I feel like for a lot of these storylines. Because right now he's sort of Professor Hulk with the injured arm. And that arm could like have healed in that time if they really want him to. But if you ask me, he's not as strong. A lot of these storylines, to be honest, have a smarter Hulk. But yeah, you want to go on with a little synopsis of World War Hulk for them?
Sure. Do you have it in front of you, or do you want me to?
Go ahead and you do it if you have it, because I'm looking for other storylines.
I've got it here. So World War Hulk, it says here, the follow-up to Planet Hulk, World War Hulk sees the Jade Giant return from his exile on Sakaar, bent on revenge against the men who sent him there, and who he suspects had a hand in a devastating explosion that killed his bride. This is the Hulk at his angriest, and he cuts a bruised and bloody SWAT, though the Marvel universe though the Marvel universe in his quest for justice. Can anything stop him? Not likely. So I don't see that. Like, reading that, it's like, I don't know if that fits the Hulk we're doing. Or are they just going to do this to set up Thunderbolt Ross? And are we going to get a Red Hulk?
Maybe. Here's another one that I found. I kind of like this one. And it kind of, he can stay, like, for a part of the movie, he can stay the Professor Hulk. So there's one storyline from 1999, The Incredible Hulk, always on my mind. It doesn't seem like it's a long one, but it would be kind of interesting.
Okay.
Even for part of the movie.
Did you got a little synopsis?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay.
This is probably the most notable clash between the Hulk and his nemesis, Abomination, which didn't die, so we have Abomination still. From the Edward Norton one.
Because originally, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah,
I
go
want to
ahead.
put this nugget in there. Apparently, the first Hulk movie with Edward Norton was supposed to be a trilogy of films, and Leader was supposed to become the main villain.
Yes, so that's not impossible to throw the... So this could be... I would say that I don't know if I would make this the whole movie. This could be at least half the movie, though, right here, setting this up, and then have the Leader in the background to set up the third Hulk movie, even. Okay, let's see where I leave off. It's battle of emotionally and physically titanic proportions. In the story, Banner is manipulated by Thunderbolt Ross into going after Emil Blonsky, the man who killed Betty Ross, who has been living in hiding, teaching writing classes at a library. The rage and despair that both men feel when they collide is palpable, each of them with their own reasons to have nothing but pure hatred for each other, and both with nothing to lose. John Romita Jr. draws it with all brutal and clarity and power, with every blow landing like an artistic thunderclap. It's a short, satisfying story with a savagely poetic sense of finality to it, and one of the most visually powerful and crushing fight scenes you'll ever see in a comic book. My thing would be, this would be a fantastic way to bring back Enraged Hulk.
Yeah, and
He already lost ScarJo. Now he learns he lost Betty.
And Sam also agrees with you. He said,
Yeah,
follow up the Leader, and then the final one was Leader and Abomination villain team up, ?
Definitely.
Which sounds like what you're
Yeah,
going
I
at
would
with
say
that.
so. Like, have Thunderbolt and not them working together, but kind of like the storylines both fit together, whereas Leader's kind of like doing his own thing, and obviously Abomination's his muscle.
Yeah.
And then you got Thunderbolt Ross going like...
The thing that I love is you brought up Ross, right? Not Betty Ross?
Betty Ross and then Thunderbolt Ross.
You brought up Betty Ross, and the first thing in my mind was, yeah, but we haven't seen her in a while. And then you said, she's been in hiding. It's like, yeah, they could easily say she's been in hiding.
Yeah, that's an easy fix right there.
What if? You know what? Scratch it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what if he finds out Ross was snapped away and never came back? But she did come back because of Endgame. Yeah. So that is stupid.
No,
So
but I mean the
emotional
turmoil he'd be going through, because he's still probably dealing with getting over like ScarJo gone, like because
she ain't coming back.
she ain't coming back. That's the one, because he even said I tried to bring her back when he did his snap.
Yeah.
He even said I tried to bring her back.
Because what? He really thought about her. Like that was the.
I think that
whole
was another
thought.
one's like bring everyone back, including
Black Widow.
yeah.
Snap.
Natasha. Bring back everyone, including Natasha.
Yeah.
Got everyone back, but not Natasha.
The thing that I'm so excited about this, though, is I'm happy if this is true and we can get a Hulk solo movie.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it, mainly for Mark Ruffalo, because watching his love for the Hulk character and playing the Hulk character, and I think of the interview, you can probably watch it on YouTube, where it was him at like a D23 red carpet with Don Cheadle, and the reporter asked a question about, will we ever see a solo Hulk movie, and how fucking angry Ruffalo got. Like, no, we're never going to get that because Universal doesn't know how to play nice with Disney.
Damn.
And Don Cheadle was even kind of like, you know Don Cheadle. Like, he kind of a funny guy.
Yeah.
Like, makes some cracks. And he made one crack, and he goes, you can see on his face, like, okay, not the time to make a joke. He is really angry about this.
Because he probably would love to do that.
He is tried to, like, go into Feige's office and be like, how do we make this work? How can we make this work to get a solo movie for the Hulk? Because he's the only one that hasn't got a solo movie since the Edward Norton one. Well, really, Mark Ruffalo hasn't gotten a solo movie.
Yeah.
So this would be kind of cool for him to be able to do. And I think the biggest thing is, how do you get back to Enraged Hulk? Like you said, like most of the storylines, because of where they went. I know that Bruce Banner is supposed to be kind of like a mentor figure in the She-Hulk series. And also with this of like where it's going to happen in the MCU, I don't know if is this a phase 4? Does it happen after She-Hulk? So do we see what happens with Bruce Banner and She-Hulk?
I'd say leave it for after She-Hulk. Let Professor Hulk be a little time with She-Hulk.
Yeah.
So that, like, he's got the, hey, I'm right.
Because she becomes She-Hulk because of him.
Yeah,
like,
but She-Hulk...
Isn't it she gets into an accident and needs a blood transfusion?
Yes,
and he's the only one?
The only family member to be able to give it to her. And that's the other thing is, like, she's got that, like, when she becomes She-Hulk, she's got that Professor Hulk thing going on, where she's bigger, she's green, but she's not like Rage Monster. I mean, I think at first she's supposed to be. And then she learns to control it better, which maybe, like, if she gets blood from Professor Hulk, that might work into it to give her the She-Hulk style instead of Rage Monster. But I still want to see Hulk go back to Rage Monster. And I'm trying to read this storyline, see if it works. Because this one, he's dodging military, and I'm like, is he going to really be doing that anymore? Ross is retired, per se, in the MCU, and he's not really running because he's a hero right now.
I feel like getting a Red Hulk would be awesome. And mainly that sets up. Isn't he in what team up? Not the Thunderbolts. Is it the Thunderbolts? Isn't Red Hulk in a Marvel team? Like a villain team.
I thought so. Let me see.
Because I feel like it's all dependent on the actor too. If he wants to stick around, we could always Don Cheadle it basically. If he doesn't want to and you want to keep him, it's basically, we'll get a new actor to play this guy. While you're doing that, Sam, multiple Hulk villains introduced, ? Forces him to find the beast within. Oh my God. What if they introduce UFOs? You said UFOs.
Oh, the UFOs? Okay.
Are you familiar? Marvel Boy? You don't like the
I'm
UFOs?
not that familiar with them.
The UFOs.
I've seen them in one Avengers cartoon.
Looking them up.
So quick interjection. In the aftermath of the Phoenix War, Thunderbolt Ross, a.k.a. the Red Hulk, assembled a strike team with the composition very similar to this Funk Code Red. I gotta look up Code Red then, I guess. Including himself, the Punisher, Deadpool, Elektra, Agent Venom, and others. Nope. Who was in Code Red?
So I'm going to interject really quick. Sam, the problem that I have with the UFOs, for those of you on YouTube, Sam said on Twitch, oh my God, what if they introduce the UFOs? So UFOs, it says here, in an attempt to duplicate the creation of the Fantastic Four, I stop right there. Because in order then this movie would have to be after the Fantastic Four. And in this case with the UFOs of like, how long do you in my idea, you would need the Fantastic Four introduced and in the universe for a while before you went ahead and went with the UFOs. But I like the story, trying to create the Fantastic Four. Bruce Banner interrupts it, who discovered their ground control facility and was able to bring the shuttle down because he thought it had been exposed to cosmic radiation by accident. Despite gaining power, the four immediately attacked Banner once they landed, believing they could have gained even more power if he hadn't interfered. but were defeated when Banner transformed into the Hulk. Their new powers no match for Banner's raw strength and their lack of coordination as a team. They were defeated on this occasion, but went on to become the super criminals known as the UFOs. So I feel like that would be one. Hey, let's put that on the idea board.
If you wanted to do that, it would have to be after the Fantastic Four.
We got to introduce that Fantastic Four first. I couldn't have said it better myself. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, no, the other one was, oh God, I just had it in front of me for a second. I was just trying to look up, when I'm going to discover the trade in Red Hall. I forgot to read this paragraph real quick. So the one team before that was where's the name? What the hell? Code Red. I'm sorry. Which he hired. Looks like he hired Deadpool, then Punisher. Let's see, where he was able to get. Not until they promised a list of every mob. He hired Deadpool for money, obviously. Got Punisher by giving him a list of every mob affiliate hiding in the Witness Protection Program. Crimson Dynamo, seeking political asylum. I don't know who Thundra is exactly. And then Elektra, who did it for reasons for joining were her own. And that was about it. So I guess it was a team that went up against Domino and X-Force.
Oh, okay. Which... So, Deadpool 3 could be setting up that X-Force
maybe.
Still.
Could be setting up X-Force. But my money is, if anything, this movie would just be to set up Red Hulk.
Yeah.
It
but
could
not
be,
actually have Red Hulk.
It could have like an after credit or a hint at him. Another one that would be cool, but this is like way too far ahead of time. There's one where Hulk goes evil and takes on the alias as the Maestro. Okay. Called Future Imperfect. It seems like it's something of a superhero rite of passage to have an alternate reality caused by you going evil. But this one is one of the absolute best examples. In the Future Imperfect world, the Hulk has lived for 90 more years. And in that time, the Earth is gone through multiple nuclear wars. The only civilization left is a single city ruled over with a metaphorically iron, actually green fist by the strongest one there is, known as the Maestro.
Okay.
The modern-day Hulk is brought to this hellish future by a small band of resistant fighters led by an elderly Rick Jones, who have fixed up Dr. Doom's time machine. The ensuing battle between the Hulk and his future self is glorious, especially under the masterful pen of George Perez. Peter David plays the story to Perez's strengths, giving him all the things he draws best: impressive crowd scenes, futuristic cityscapes, and bombastic muscular action. The story is a fascinating look at the very different type of character the Hulk could be with one too many bad days, which is scary considering how many of those he regularly has.
Yeah, and Sam also in the Twitch chat dropping in Radioactive Man and Zax, is that how you say it?
Yeah, something like that.
ZAX.
Absorbing Man. Yeah. I mean, you can throw in any of these other villains. I don't know if you want to throw too many Hulk villains in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm not opposed to that being the case.
The point is they can go anywhere.
At least, even if you just kind of show them being kind of like rounded up by the leader, I'm even down for just that. I don't know. I do want to see him go back to Rage Hulk, though. I want something to make him go back to that. And I think that, to me, that, oh, God, what was the name of it again? Where's my...
Because right now, the reason he's be able to be Professor Hulk is that he's basically done what Edward Norton couldn't do at the end of the first one, right?
Kind of combine them and...
Like the Days Without Incident kind of thing?
Yeah, that. He's kind of learned... I think it's a combination of learning to control Hulk and kind of actually scientifically combining them. Yes, sir?
Yeah, but also... Do you think it also plays into... Think about Infinity War.
Yeah.
Hulk didn't want to come out because... You only bring Hulk out to smash.
Yeah.
And maybe, like you said, it has to be something that, and maybe Betty Ross dying would do that, which would send him into a rage where it's like the Hulk is out, you can't stop him.
You show him like the scene in it was Endgame where he's like sees the Hulk from the first Avengers movie smashing shit and ripping stuff apart. He's like, oh my god, like it's so embarrassed.
Yeah, and then he just goes,
like, oh, do I really have to do it like this? Yeah, you have to pretend to be the Hulk. So he rips his shirt off and goes, rah, rah,
and he like throws the car door a little bit,
flicks the motorcycle.
Yeah,
it's like.
Back when they were in the city of New York.
Exactly.
The fight for the
Well, the thing was,
like,
I feel like the Always on My Mind storyline would snap him out of that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it'd be the emotional tie to, I lost Natasha. What do you mean Betty's dead? What? Then, and like Ross could like even just be lying about it.
That's what I was saying. What if he lied about it?
And then sends him after Blonsky saying, yeah, he went in and just murdered her.
Yeah.
No. And even maybe he goes, you weren't around to protect her.
Yeah.
My voice cracked on that one.
I am excited to see what they do with it, and I can't wait to see. Obviously, Mark Ruffalo is the kind of guy where he's going to be pitching ideas as well. But let's get into the main last thing that we're going to talk about. It's been a long one today, but we're going to finish off with Doctor Strange 2 news. This one kind of a little bit older, but like we said, we got to get to it because we hadn't been on the last 2 weeks. So this is all coming from,
we do.
And this was a while ago. While speaking at the New York Film Academy, Feige spoke to the process that goes into choosing which character or characters will appear in a particular film. And while he was at the New York Film Academy, he went on to say, and this is the big quote that I want to say, is actually, I'll start from the top. Sometimes you're choosing a title hero, choosing which main character or main team you want to bring to the screen. And oftentimes, it's as you're making and developing the movie, asking who will come into it and who will fit into it, he said. The next Doctor Strange film, for instance, features some new MCU characters which will be making their debut in that movie, Feige continued. You won't expect or won't guess who it is, but we found a cool way to make it work because we want to make a particular type of movie there. And there was
Mephisto.
A character who we always wanted to do something with, who will fit really well there. Who is it, Johnny? Who?
Mephisto.
To quote the New Day from WWE, who could this be? Is it Mephisto?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think who they would want to introduce and for what storyline next.
Like we already know, and yet again, we also got to mention WandaVision pushed up a full year.
Yes,
we're gonna get it this fall instead of, well, not a full year, half a year. Instead of spring 2021,
we're getting fall 2020.
We're getting it in fall 2020, and there. With that one aside, the quick question I want to ask you about that is, is this a big deal, or do you think this was something that Disney and Marvel had planned, where they're like, hey, when we come out with it, let's just say it's here. Let's say it's right here, but we know it's going to be fall 2020, and when we come out with that big trailer, because how they announced it was January 1st, here's what to expect in 2020. It was in there. Mm-hmm. Do you think they knew this all along and then just surprised us with it? Or this was really like maybe a panic move by Disney of like, oh no, people are dropping subscribers because Mandalorian just left. Hey, let's push up WandaVision.
I think this might be more of a, you know what, we were actually ahead of schedule. More maybe they were playing like, hey, it's probably, we'll make sure we got time, 2021. And it's like, people are dropping subscriptions.
Because there was the rumors of that after the Mandalorian
My guess
ended.
it's one of the reasons, but not like, oh shit, like panic mode. It's just like, people are dropping subscribers. This might help us to push.
Because you and me didn't drop our Disney
Nope,
Pluses.
I still have that. I've been watching a lot of stuff.
Watching Boy Meets World.
I've been watching
That's what I'm on right now.
the 1990s Hulk cartoon.
Very nice.
Right?
Very nice. If I wasn't catching up on My Hero Academia, I'd be fucking watching more of that stuff.
That's me going to right before I go to bed. TV shows.
Watching some Hulk, man. That's nice.
It's only one season. It's only like.
Did you watch the Iron Man one yet?
Not yet. That one's in my queue though.
I am Iron Man.
Now this guitar riff.
If it was 90s in a cartoon, just put a guitar
Thank
in
you
there.
for pointing that out.
What?
The voice crack.
Yeah, the voice crack.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Would you crack when you sang it too?
One of the other, way back when I was quoting something, my voice cracked.
You mentioned it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Doctor Strange though. Is it boring of me to say that Ghost Rider is going to play a big part in this?
That would be a cool one. Wow, I can't spell either.
Because here's the part that I don't want to say I don't riff with, but it doesn't get me is when he says it's somebody that we wanted to do something with for a long time. Like they wanted to use him. Who is a character that they've wanted to use but couldn't use until Doctor Strange 2?
I mean, Ghost Rider would make sense to me in a sense because it is the mystical side of things. That's what I come down to. Is like, who's mystical that we can use?
The whole thing with Ghost Rider is the connection to how he got his power, because that's the Nightmare realm. We know the villain's going to be Nightmare.
Yeah.
But I completely forgot what it was. It was something where how Ghost Rider got his power is connected to Nightmare in the Nightmare realm.
Is it?
Yeah, something like that. I would have to look into it. When I was watching the video, yet again, I came up with this topic 2 weeks ago. So it's not as fresh in the brain.
Well, maybe you should start putting more links there. Yes,
I should probably do some more show prep when the articles are 2 weeks old. Or is it a Mephisto? Because I mean, but do you do Mephisto after no, you don't have Thanos anymore?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't know, maybe not. I would say my top pick is going to be not Daredevil. What the hell? Ghost Rider. Because it does have the mystical thing. I feel like that is one they probably wanted to use for a while. But hashtag not my Ghost Rider if it's not Nicolas Cage.
Hashtag not my Ghost Rider. Nice.
if it's not Nicolas Cage, hashtag not my Ghost Rider.
Apparently about Nicolas Cage, did you see the We Got This Covered posted about it? Guess what's in development at Disney?
What?
National Treasure 3.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They bought Fox, and what do they want? National Treasure 3. That's what we need. We need another national. People are all over it. Now it's like, were the movies really that good? Was National Treasure really that good? Because I wasn't a huge National Treasure guy.
It was okay. Wasn't like.
Because did you watch the National Treasure?
I saw them both. I thought they were pretty good.
Okay.
Not like, whoa, I need to buy these good, but it's like, if they're on, I'll watch them.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Here's an interesting one.
Yeah?
So, comicbookreview.com, CBR.com, has an article from January 3rd. You want to know what the title says? Doctor Strange 2's mystery character is totally Namor. Trust us. I'm sorry,
but why would it be Namor?
Let's see. Namor would be a surprising choice because he typically isn't associated with Doctor Strange in the comics, but he makes a lot of sense. After all, the character is from Atlantis, the mythical city that sank into the ocean thousands of years before the MCU's present day. Notably, the sinking of Atlantis, an event called the Great Cataclysm in the comics, has everything to do with an upcoming Marvel Studios property, Eternals, which is due out this November. Let's see. Marvel's Eternals will feature the Deviants and Agnostic. I can't freaking read. Antagonistic race set to make their MCU debut in their upcoming film. The Marvel Comics history, the Deviants Empire, attacked and conquered Atlantis In retaliation, the Celestials sank the foe's new land, which later became inhabited by a water-breathing race of humans known as Homo Mermanus. Namor is a descendant of this race. His mother is Princess of Atlantis, though his father was a human sea captain. Let's see.
Why does that sound familiar?
I'm skipping ahead. What? Oh, yeah. Sounds like Aquaman.
I wonder why we don't want to do these yet.
Let's see. What's more is the MCU already laid some groundwork for Namor's debut in Endgame. Okoye tells Black Widow about an earthquake in the Atlantic Ocean, along the African tectonic plates.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, in Iron Man 2, S.H.I.E.L.D. director Nick Fury brought Tony Stark. We know about that. It had Namor's name on the side of it. Here's the thing that I just thought of, and I'm going to humor this a little bit. When they say introduce, do they technically have to be a huge part of Doctor Strange 2?
No. After credit scene?
That's another thing. Like, is introduce a new character... Is Namor going to be introduced in a post-credit scene? Is Ghost Rider going to be introduced in a post-credit scene?
Even if it's just like a cross through the universe or a universe.
Like as they're going through multiverses?
Yeah.
Because this is supposed to be the multiverse of madness.
Yeah.
Because we already know from the WandaVision series that it looks like, I think her name is Clea. Basically, from the Vision comic that WandaVision is going to be based off of, she's like the grand sorceress that Wanda learns from, basically. Like her teacher. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing that Kevin Feige has said that with WandaVision is going to unleash the full power of Scarlet Witch. Where I believe she's going to find out she's not a miracle. Mm-hmm. She is a mutant. That's why she has these powers. And she's got to learn how to use them and basically breaks the multiverse. And that's where Doctor Strange comes in to help her fix everything. I don't know who this character is going to be. I'll be honest. Usually I have an idea of like, hey, it could be this character. It could be that character. Another thing that this movie is facing... I don't want to say trouble because this is the first time I've heard about it, but it's a reliable source in Variety. Apparently, as of when was this put out? What's the date on it? As of January 9th, guess who stepped away from Doctor Strange 2?
Who?
Director Scott Derrickson. It says here, Scott Derrickson is stepping down as director of Marvel's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Variety learned. The studio confirmed his departure in a statement attributing to creative differences. Derrickson, who oversaw the first Doctor Strange, will remain an executive producer. The exact quote from Marvel is, Marvel Studios and Scott Derrickson have basically agreed to part ways on Doctor Strange 2 due to creative differences. We remain grateful to Scott for his contributions to the MCU. Does that have any problem? Do you worry at all with that the director stepped away? Or is this just Marvel will find somebody? Marvel's got somebody.
I think Marvel's good. He's got someone. Mm-hmm. And let's see, I'm looking right now. Got a suggestion of the Shadow King.
Yes. Do you know who the Shadow King is?
So I believe I'm going to read what the...
Oh, here it is.
Where did I just hit the link up to?
Sam put a link to it.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to find where in my tabs the link went.
Okay.
I think he's an X-Men villain. I would like to actually, to be honest, not opposed necessarily, but I think it would be cooler to have because I think he takes over people's minds. Mm-hmm. Have him go against Xavier in like an Xavier movie or something like that. So
save him for an X-Men story is what you're telling me.
Well, because I believe he is when he's actually alive. He's using like for Storm as a young girl to go pickpocket and steal and make money and shit, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Have that in a mental battle of him versus Xavier and introduce it that way. I mean, not opposed necessarily, but that's how I would go.
Yeah, I just
If you want to do him, and I think he would be a great one to have, especially it's a villain we have not seen in the MCU. The only place we've seen him was in that Fox spinoff with Xavier's son. I can't remember what it's called.
Not Lucifer. Shoot, why is this blanking from me?
Yeah, I know. I can't remember the name of it.
It's not Lucifer.
It's a freaking mental trap.
Legion.
Legion, yeah.
I am Legion, basically. Which, yeah, again, I didn't get around to watching Legion. Did you watch all of Legion?
No, I didn't watch all of it. I think I watched the first season, though.
Did you like it?
It's a mind trip for sure. Okay. It's good. But it's like, if you're not there and that's your focus, you're not going to get what's going on.
Like, you can't, like, hey, I'm playing WoW and watching.
No, absolutely not. Okay. You will have no idea what the hell's going on.
So treat it like a sub-anime.
Yes, exactly.
You got to treat it like a sub-anime.
Sub-anime.
Is there any other characters that you think we're missing with this?
How do you feel about Morgan Le Fay?
Morgan Le Fay. Why does that name sound familiar?
I know she was in an occasional Avengers cartoon. Morgan Le Fay is among the most powerful sorcerers in the history of the Earth. She is a frequent adversary of Spider-Woman, the Avengers, whoever Ian McNee is, and Doctor Doom.
See, I don't know it's going to be her. I'm
just throwing her out there.
Yeah, the reason why is the line that sticks with me is when Kevin Feige says, we've wanted to do something with this character for some time, which makes me kind of go with CBR.com and say, fuck it. Why not Namor? But yet again,
I don't understand why Namor though, unless it's just an after credit scene.
Unless we're not looking enough into the multiverse of madness.
See, that's the other thing.
What if this breaks the multiverse and that's how Namor gets into our... Well,
Namor's already in ours.
Is he, though?
I think he is.
Is he, though?
I think he is.
Is he, though?
I think he is.
We don't know for sure.
Was he not on the... Was there not a blip on the middle of the ocean?
Iron Man 2, you're right.
You're welcome.
You're right.
Was it Iron Man 2 or was it...
I'm trying to think, though, with Multiverse of Madness, how this is going to break the multiverse.
So, there's the thing, too. What do they mean by multiverse? Is this like...
That's why
Earth
originally I went with Ghost Rider, because we haven't seen anything with Ghost Rider.
That's why I'm thinking Ghost Rider, too. I'm agreeing with you on that one. But I'm just saying, hey, Morgan Le Fay might be an option. Because I forgot her reasoning for like why she's able to be in our world now. But I'm just going to say, but is Multiverse of Madness, here's the thing that I'm still wondering. They say Multiverse of Madness. I think like part of what you're thinking is it's a Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3.
So I'm thinking DC style.
DC style. Is this more of a, where Doctor Strange, in the first Doctor Strange, where the Ancient One hits him in the chest, and he's astral form, it starts falling through different universes, the dark and I know that people call it or they say dimensions, but maybe that's the multiverse to them. There's the dark dimension. There's like all the one where like his fingers turn into hands with more hands and hands.
You're right. I'm probably thinking of it like DC is.
And you're not wrong. It could be that they actually mean that way, but to me right now, when they say the multiverse of madness, I feel like they're going to be jumping through dimension to dimension, and that's the multiverse. Kind of like
where he fought Dormammu in a different dimension.
Yes, where fought Dormammu.
Tricked Dormammu.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Technically, he can come back.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Technically, he can come back.
Yeah,
right?
Dormammu can. Yeah, he can.
He didn't die. He just left.
He just like, God damn it, let me go.
He killed the villain and then left.
You and I are stuck in this loop until you agree to my terms.
Stab him.
And stop killing me.
Yeah. Kills him. Okay, I'm back. Kills him. Okay, I'm back.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
That was such a fucking
It's like he's practicing in front of the mirror, too. That's the funniest part.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Nope. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Oh, man.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
With me, the killer line is, I'm going to say it again. They've wanted to use them for quite some time. And where was I going to go before we went on that Dormammu excursion? I completely forgot. I lost my train. Any final thoughts with us before we mention the very last thing, which shouldn't take long at all?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I agree with right now with Sam that I think Ghost Rider is the most logical as of now until we get maybe like a trailer to show us what they mean by multiverse. Because right now my money is going more towards dimensions than Earth 1 or 2 or 3, etc., etc.
Do you think we'll get a trailer before WandaVision? Or right after WandaVision?
I don't. When is Doctor Strange supposed to come out again?
Next summer.
Next summer.
No, next spring.
Next spring. And WandaVision comes out this fall.
So Doctor Strange
I'd
2
say
is
after.
So Doctor Strange 2 is May 7th of 2021. WandaVision is this fall. Do we know how many episodes WandaVision is going to be?
Who knows?
Well, let's base it off of this. Is it going to be, do you think, the same episodes as The Mandalorian? 6 episodes.
It's 6 episodes?
Yeah, that's what it says on IMDb, is 6 episodes. And that could just be the 6 episodes they have listed. But next to each person, they have 6 episodes. Wow, apparently Darcy Lewis is going to be in it. You know who Darcy Lewis is, right?
Is she really in it?
She's from Thor.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she was supposed to be in there.
She's in it. Monica Rambeau, an older Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel.
Okay.
She was the little girl. Now she's all grown up.
Yeah. Huh. Wonder what that's about.
Well, they want to bring her into it. I think she's going to be the whatever fucking I forget the superhero that she becomes. But yeah, the people we have listed are Vision, Darcy Lewis, Scarlet Witch, Jimmy Woo, Monica Rambeau, and Security Guard are the ones that we have. And everyone except for the Security Guard is 6 episodes. So even if it's 6 episodes, it comes out in the fall. Let's say that's August. That's like, what, a month and a half? If they do 1 episode a week like they did The Mandalorian, that's a month and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
So
I'd say after WandaVision.
After the entire series. And so what, maybe like, I'm thinking fall, like what, August, September?
September, August is still summer.
So, well, what do you consider fall 2020 then?
September, October.
Okay, so September, October then. So what?
Yeah.
We're going to get our first Doctor Strange 2 trailer in November? End
Something
of
like
October, early? Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween. Why is that not, like, why did that not click?
Marvel's first horror movie.
Yeah, you have...
The trailer comes in October.
What date is Halloween? Because usually trailers are Mondays. Halloween this year is let's see. Halloween's a Saturday. So here's the question. Do they have the trailer come out the 26th? Well, they could honestly have it come out on a Saturday, but
they can have it come out that Friday. First movies of that weekend.
So you're saying October 30th, we're going to get the first trailer.
Something like that.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. And that'll be after WandaVision.
Or it could be the normal day that a trailer comes out and it's just like, hey, the week of Halloween.
Yeah. So
new trailer.
The 26th.
Yeah.
Usually it's Mondays are like the for sure days, but of course there's some that drop here and there. Last thing I want to ask you about. Ryan Reynolds working on Deadpool 3. It's official. They're working on it. I just wanted to ask you, what story do you think they're going to do?
Oh, God.
Where do you think they go from Doctor Strange now that maybe he can use MCU people or MCU things?
Well, I don't think we're going to get the Wolverine versus Deadpool that Ryan Reynolds wants.
No.
As much as all of us would love that.
Do you if they had to introduce Wolverine?
Who says they're introducing
No. Okay. What do you think we get first? I'll ask it this way. What do you think we get first? Hulk versus Wolverine or Deadpool versus Wolverine?
I think Hulk versus Wolverine will be a little bit better of a storyline anyway.
Because you want to know who I want Deadpool teamed up with first?
Huh.
Spider-Man. I want him teamed up with... Could you imagine Ryan Reynolds Tom Holland? I would love it.
As much as I would like it, I just think it's too...
Ultimate Spider-Man too.
I know you are.
I love that connection, so of course I go that way.
I think it's hard to kind of get that deal going on. What I think... No, so Ryan Reynolds wants a Deadpool versus Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
So we're not introducing a Wolverine.
This would be him with his little time thing.
It's something like that.
Did the watch break? He still had it.
He still had it at the end because he fixed it.
Because he killed himself. Well, he killed Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, before he took the script for Green Lantern.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Canada.
You're welcome, Canada. No, this is something I'm glad to see this.
I don't know what
work.
storyline to go on because they could be working on the X-Force team for this one because they have Cable, Domino, and Deadpool. They have the three of them. Yeah. They could be continuing an X-Force thing. I don't know where else they would go with this unless something is happening unless they introduce Bishop, who is also a time traveler. Yeah. Now Bishop needs to fix his timeline because it's always been an X-Men thing. Someone fixes their timeline, someone else's timeline gets fucked up.
Yeah.
And so we
of course, we've talked about King the Conqueror until we're blue in the face.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to kind of tie him in that right now.
No.
I think they might save that for an Avengers film because he's an Avengers enemy.
Apparently, too, I'm going to throw this in right at the end.
No. No.
Apparently, they have an idea.
Listen to you guys.
We got this. Yeah, I don't listen to you. I've decided what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to
fuck what Johnny says.
I saw something on We Got This Covered.
Yeah.
And I didn't put it in because I didn't think there was enough to talk about, but I'll mention it. She's a actress, I think she's a younger actress that is going to be in the Suicide Squad, and she was in A Wrinkle in Time. The Disney movie.
Oh, okay. I think I have an idea who you're talking about.
I think her name is Storm Reed.
Okay.
Apparently, Marvel wants her or an actress like her for Riri Williams. So it looks like they're looking for their next.
What does that have to do with Deadpool?
I just thought of it and just threw it out there.
Nothing to do with Deadpool.
I just thought of it and just fucking threw it out there.
Here you go. Something that's off topic completely.
Here's the reason I thought of it. Was I was going to ask you if Deadpool's in the works.
Okay.
Where do we get his movie? Do we get it in Phase 4? Because Phase 4 is technically till 2023. Because they have slates until 2023. Do we get him in a 2023 movie? Do we get him in a Phase 5 movie? In development could mean numerous things.
So what? Oh, okay. It took me a second to see. So where am I going? So Phase 4, Phase 5. I'm not sure if those necessarily apply to Deadpool just yet. Because his can be his own thing still. They want to keep it a rated R Deadpool thing. I don't know if we're tying this in with the MCU.
I think we are.
I don't know yet. When I see something that's like, hey, we want to tie Deadpool into the MCU.
Is Black Panther considered Phase 5? 2022 considered Phase 5?
2022.
Yeah. I thought that Black Panther 2 was considered Phase 4 still.
I don't know, honestly.
Johnny's like, why are you asking me questions I don't know the answers to?
No, that's the thing. I don't know where the one applies and where the cutoff is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What?
I get a claim bonus.
Oh, okay. I thought something happened in chat and you're like, ooh, that's interesting.
Nimrod. Who's Nimrod?
Because, yeah, I mean, for me with Deadpool, it's the story I don't think is something of hey, the story's going to be good, obviously. How many X-Men do they put in? Do they keep the same Colossus character? Are we going to see Colossus in this one? For me, are they going to put it in the MCU? You're saying no, they don't? They keep it on its own?
I said I don't know if they want to just yet because, I mean, they got the first two. They want to keep it rated R. They might start, throwing hints at the MCU, or tying in with the MCU. I don't know yet because it's technically what Fox's thing, and they already had, X-Men. I don't know because, I mean, and Deadpool can do whatever they want because he can break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter. And he's going to make a jab at that no matter what. That's the thing that we're all going in there for.
The Fox.
The comedy
Marvel,
shit.
Yeah. The Fox Marvel.
If he starts off the movie wearing mouse ears, who would not expect that?
I would totally expect that.
That's right?
I would totally expect. Also,
we're going Disney World.
Apparently, 20th Century Fox is officially dead.
Yeah.
It's now Starlight Pictures.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, Disney renamed it. Disney renamed it Starlight Pictures, I think.
Oh, I did. I thought they gave it something else. I couldn't remember.
I think it is here. Or Searchlight. I think it's Searchlight Pictures.
Oh, that might be it.
Yep, Searchlight Pictures is now the new Fox. Disney is dropping Fox rebranding as it acquired 20th Century Fox. So not 20th Century Fox, now it's just called Searchlight Pictures because Disney wants to drop the Fox completely. Anything you think we need to throw out there that we missed today? Anything at all? Johnny's like, you putting it on me.
No, I don't.
I like what Sam mentioned with Deadpool. Do they travel to the future? Do him and Cable go on time traveling adventures?
Am I not getting stuff?
What?
Because the last thing I get is time traveling future villain.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
That's the last one.
I mean, that's another one. I mean, they now have been playing with time.
I just took that and was like, does him and Cable time travel together
It could be.
to a future villain?
I mean, that could have just been a throwaway joke, too.
Of just the time
Him
thing?
fixing the watch and everything.
It could be anything. It could be a boat. You know how much we wanted one of those.
Then why don't we just take the boat?
But the box could be anything. Could be a boat.
Great. We got tickets to the comedy club.
Thank you guys for checking out the Rick and Johnny podcast today. I want to thank Sam for being in here live on Twitch talking to us. I want to thank Soapy, who confused the hell out of Johnny by saying Secret Agent Kevin. I don't know who he was talking about. I feel like I should know. Also, thank you to all of our patrons. You can be a patron.
Would Soapy like to explain that to me one day?
Patreon.com Patreon.com/ Most Val Podcast. That is how you become a patron and help support us. If you're watching us on YouTube, we're live on Twitch. Sundays, usually 10:30 is where we get going. Podcast starts shortly after that. Thank you guys for watching live on Twitch. Obviously, anyone that I did not mention that was watching but did not give their own little mention in the chat. Thank you guys for watching. You guys on YouTube, you guys are all knowing that I'm thanking you guys, or listening on podcast services around the world. A now trifecta of how you can digest the Rick and Johnny podcast. I want to thank you guys, and as always, have a good day, everybody.